Good morning, everyone. This rainy Monday morning, I have a little reflection for you, and I must give credit to Father DJ is helping me make this reflection, but he is the one that suggested this idea. So I'm going to use, as I often do, a sport analogy. Today is the 30th day of the Easter season, and as we travel through this time, these 50 days to Pentecost, two of our leaders are John's Gospel and the Acts of the Apostles. And the Acts of the Apostles should really be the Acts of the Spirit. Because as we wait for Pentecost to come, the church is saying, be careful what you ask for. Because as we read the Acts of the Apostles, we see what the Spirit does as the church begins, and we're waiting for the Spirit to come, and we're getting a little inkling, a little preview of coming attractions of what the Spirit does when the Spirit comes, and so we wait for that Spirit. It's coming at Pentecost. The sport analogies that I want to use is this. The Los Angeles Dodgers, who were the World Series champs last year, their payroll for this year is $249 million. You compare that to Pittsburgh, which is about $40 million. Well, let's imagine for a moment that there's this minor league team. These are filled with players that are never going to make the major leagues. And they travel by bus to the games in different cities, and they stay at cheap hotels, and they're really just ball players just trying to exist. And they set up a 3-game series with the mighty LA Dodgers with their Cy Young Award winner Trevor Bauer and their future Hall of Famer Clayton Kershaw and Mookie Wilson and all the great players. They play these minor league players that are never going to make it, and these minor league players wipe them out in a 3-game series. It's not even close. That's kind of what we're thinking about today, which is the feast day of St. Philip and James, two of apostles we know hardly anything about. And they were minor leaguers. They were not superstars. And somehow they stood before the mighty Roman Empire with its persecutions and its torture and whatever it could do to the apostles and the early Christians. And they didn't have a chance. And the church began and the church spread because not so much of these minor leaguers, apostles, and early Christians, but because of the power of the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is the conqueror of giants. Or to use another analogy, these apostles were not number 1 draft choices. I mean, they wouldn't have been picked at all. They would be free agents who would never be picked up, and yet these apostles who wouldn't be number 1 draft choices became Hall of Famers, and we have feast days in their honor today. There's churches all over the world named after them, not because of themselves, but because of the power of the Holy Spirit, what the Spirit could do with them, and that's the Spirit we're waiting for. And I must say that in our parish, and in parishes all over the place, we are not filled with superstars, number 1 draft choices. Our priests, our staffs, our liturgical ministers, our volunteers, people that just come to pray, they're just filled with faith and generous hearts, and that's all the Spirit needs. And the Spirit is going to come into our church and overcome the giants of the scandal or whatever else is out there. That's the Spirit does. And the Spirit is the conqueror of giants, and that's the Spirit we wait for. Okay, everybody, you have a good day, and I hope it gets sunny tomorrow, but it's always good to be with you. So God bless you.